Well, hello, folks. I'm still having some issues tonight. Whoever's in here, welcome in. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs, as you can see. And I'm going to show you what happened last night. And we're also going to work on a couple other pieces here, but we are not doing any oven work. So, 1 second here. And I had my computer on ahead of time. And Lord knows, it looks like I'm having issues again. So let me see who's in here with me. Because here we go. Wow. Hmm. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. I was supposed to be on here at 7 o'clock, and it's 7:17, so I apologize. Hi, Rose. I can't see my screen up here, but I can see my chat, so that's great. Can you hear me okay, Rose? Can you hear me okay? How are you doing tonight? So I came in here and got started, and how are you? Thank you, Angel, for being here, Angel O'Gray. I am just telling you, can you look at this? This is insane. Okay, so here is what happened. So you can see all the little ghosty, these were supposed to be magnets, and they got nice and crispy. Good, I'm glad you can hear me. And here's what happened to, here's what happened to the conical point on the witch's hat. None of the beads were destroyed, by the way. So anybody who wasn't in here last night, everybody else was, Angel and everyone. And so they know that my toaster oven kind of fried my polymer clay. But I'm going to try to repair them with some paint. And I'm going to, normally I would put them in my UV, my little UV oven, and put resin on them. But we're not going to do that. We're probably going to use either Mod Podge or, well, Mod Podge's easy for everybody to get a hold of. This is too, but it's gloss glaze. And everybody see that okay? My other light went out, by the way, and I didn't find out till I got in here tonight. And by the way, not doing my religion on anyone while you're in here, but yeah, exactly. It was pretty bad, Angel. Rose, not Rose, but Walk in the Rain stayed in here with me. Everybody else left because I had said, well, we need to end it now because, you know, there was black smoke everywhere, and I've got to redo that video. I'm going to try to use some kind of software and get the fire alarm out of my video. But she got to see it firsthand. And none of the beads were ruined because, like I said, as long as you use glass or you use a gemstone, your beads will not be ruined. So they weren't affected at all. Not any of these, the beads, the little evil eyes, as I call them. That's what they are. Almost looks like a turtle. Maybe when I paint them, I can get that. And it also, believe it or not, this tray burned, which is really weird. This is very highly unusual. Here's what I think. I think that there was too much mica, and here's the clay that I was using mixed in with the other white polymer clay, which already has, this is a pearlescent Primo, so it already has inclusions or some kind of powder. Yeah, he was here for sure. So this time I'm going to make some more, but I'm going to make them out of just this clay. Welcome in the pet farm. Hi, how are you tonight? I'm not going to keep repeating my name. When you come in the room, you should be able to see me. I don't have any video on my screen. It's really weird. Look at this, guys. I'm going to show you what I'm seeing. So could you all see that? Did I get it where you can see it off the computer screen? Well, my day, Carissa, I don't know. Can I call you Carrie? Because I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, so my day is great, other than I came in and I didn't realize, because everybody, whoever was in here, Angel and everybody, Carrie's. Oh, like Carrie? Am I getting that right at all? Carrie's? So last night, when I was doing polymer clay, we used a mold like this to bake it on. This is a hollow shell bead mold. And I don't know if you notice, it's a little brown up here. Okay, cares. So these are the ghost magnets and a little conical witch hat. None of the beads got destroyed, but look how dark they are. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Look, guys, when my live videos upload, just so everybody knows, it takes 1 to 2 hours before I can even post it, because I've got to go in, make sure everything's correct, and then I can open it up. Because when it uploads, while you're here, you can see and hear everything. But if you come back right after the live, you probably won't be able to access it because it hasn't finished processing. Excuse me. Carrie, everybody knows last night my polymer clay burnt in my toaster oven. I've never had that happen. And it came from, excuse me, I love using mica powders in my resin and all that. And so within less than 15 minutes, because Walking Rain's not in here, but Angel is, and she was here. In less than 15 minutes, I had, like, my fire alarm was going off. There was smoke in my toaster oven. I've never had that happen because I've made 100 million cabs before, and that never happened. It's because of between the, this here, the, I can't even think, this polymer clay, which is not Fimo, it's the other one. Oh my Lord. Anyway, this polymer clay already has, it's a pearlescent, so it already has stuff in it, but I added more of like this. I mean, a ton of this silver gray, because I was trying to get sort of a ghosty skull effect. And between that, the amount I added, because you can still see the sparkle in this even through the through the little oven burn. It obviously, I didn't know mica powder would burn once you had already mixed it into the clay. I mean, I've worked with clay. It's just that mica powder, and I've used mica powder, but I've used it more for resin and other things. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you think it's cool. Can everybody still hear me? Rose, Angel, can you guys still hear me? I've got you on here, like on my table, and we're gonna see about. I'm gonna see about painting these back to white and adding something else, and then we'll do black and probably maybe black mixed in with a little gold on the hat. And I have some of the original clay like that. There's a pile of it over here to the side that has all the mica in it. So I will try to make these again. And I was going to find my heat gun, and I couldn't find my heat gun. But anyway, to make a long story short, I came in here tonight and didn't realize that on this side of the table where my computer is, off to the left on the bottom, when we had all the fun of me trying to grab a fan, run around and everything, get the oven off, before we looked like we were Puff the Magic Dragon. So anyway, if you're still here, Angel, you know what I'm talking about. I hope so too. I have someone else that's supposed to be here tonight too. He's one of my moderators. But it is Sunday night, but my moderator should be here. But he knew I was supposed to be on at 7, but he says sometimes he didn't get notices that I'm live. So I don't know. That could be happening. You never know. Yeah, but if one or two are gathered in the name of crafty art, we are fine. We are just fine. More will come when necessary. So I'm just working some of this Primo clay here, the Primo Pearl. Kind of soften it up. We've had some rain out here, and it really cools off fast. So I had forgotten, but it was kind of good anyway. I left my window open in the crafty room, I call it, my studio. This is not a big place. It's a small apartment. But I use my bedroom as the craft room. So yeah, I'm just hanging out trying to see if a few more people show up. They should get notices if they turn them on. But I told them we would be live at 7. And it's, it was 7:15 or 7:17. But I was still trying to get some things straightened out. And so unfortunately, the little cease and smoke fire here last night was rather interesting. And I have asthma. Really bad, and emphysema. So I was breathing in all that black smoke. But I do have my emergency inhaler in here because my throat is still bad. But we're going to still create. Plus, I had a big thing. Like I was saying before, I'm not pushing church thing or anything on anyone. But I had this weekend was a big conference. And so I was at that, watching that before I came in here. Oh, wow. So, Carrie, it's 7:28 here in the U.S. I guess you're in the U.S. I shouldn't say that. I have a lot of people that come in here from Austria and the United Kingdom, which I really love. You should hear them when I go to some of their lives, because they have that little like British accent, mate, and all that, and I just love it. Okay, so we know that all these mica powders are beautiful. And let me show you something really weird. I also think, just so Angel and everybody knows, I also think it's because I was using white clay, the plain polymer white clay basic, mixed in with this, which is Primo. I think this is better than the plain sculpty white, which I mixed in with the Primo. And I think white burns anyway. But this is something I made a few weeks ago. It's a wired wrapped teardrop. Get it all out. Teardrop cab, polymer cab with a dragon on it. But it is, the clay is a polymer clay in it, is faux turquoise. Then I laid the, like what, looks like a fake green tarnish, like copper wool tarnish, and then I put it on here, and of course it's wire wrapped and all that, and this didn't burn. This is polymer clay, and I put it in my resin oven. This piece was resin. I guess everybody can see that. Sorry about that. So I think some of it had to do with the fact that it was white, the white sculpty mixed in with the Primo. Thank you. Yeah, and eventually I'll have all these up on my Etsy for sale. You guys are so awesome. But isn't this pretty here, this green? And I used this in my other one, but I didn't use it in that one, the dragon that I wrapped. Oh, and I'm going to show you a couple other pieces while I'm sitting here doing this. And here is a polymer clay cab that I made. That's resined also. Did that help with the lighting any? My head's in front of the light too. So see here, here's this wire wrapped resin, and these are malachite, real malachite gemstones with jump rings on silver links I made, which are real silver. Can you see the shine in that at all? I'm trying to get my head back and hoping you can see it. Okay, so this is actually polymer clay. Thank you, Carissa. I've been doing a lot lately with polymer clay because I'm mixing in gemstones and silver because it keeps the cost down not only for me, and it gives me a lot more creativity things I can do, but also for other people. And I didn't want to say I was wire wrapping tonight because if someone comes in and I don't wire wrap, then they're like, well, I'm here, but you're not wire wrapping, and I don't want that to get out. So we will be probably doing a little bit of that. Rose, are you still here with me? And Angel O'Gray, are you still here with me? It only takes a little cold air for this clay to get a little rough to work. So I'm working it now, folks. Thank you, and thank you for being a new sub on my channel. I really appreciate it. If you go out and make a remark on another video, maybe a short or something, Chris, that way I'll have your name because I do drawings and give away gemstones, real gemstones. And normally I am doing wire wrapping, just to let you know. All right. Thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you for subbing. I really appreciate it, for subscribing to my channel. Awesome. And it is Sunday night. Most people are taking a break. They're going back to work, some of them. I guess I should have put up there the picture of the burnt cabs so it wouldn't be deceiving, so people would know what I was doing. But I was getting ready to redo these. So I'm going to do the hat first. We're going to paint this hat. I'm going to paint it black. And I'm just using, you can buy these in Walmart, or you can buy them up on the thing. In fact, a lot of these paints I have, I actually paint with them. Either just acrylic paints. So I'm going to try the black brush metal because I think it will make the hat look really awesome. I really do. I think it'll make it look really awesome. How's my lighting for everybody? Is it not too bad? Because I had the bulb go out. That was probably from all what was going on here. Trying to see if I put this up here, if this would be better. Not sure. I'm going to try to lower that down too for you guys, whoever's in here. And we're still working on stuff, and we're surviving the what? The mini oven bake burnt fire cabs. Okay, get that up there. All right, so we're going to be painting these with, like I said, we're just going to use some folk art. Well, this one, yeah, it's folk art acrylic paint. And this one is sort of like a brushed black, which means it's like a brushed black metal. I'm going to mix that with this other brushed metal one. This one I have two of these because they look so good, even on clay. They really do. Normally I'm doing jewelry, but I was doing this for people so they could have it for, I'm having light issues. Hold on, folks. Sorry about that. Will that stay? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try this. See how that is. Is that better for the lighting? You too. Have an amazing nice night, Crusoe. Thank you for subbing. I promise you we'll be doing other amazing stuff. Wire wrapping, resin, clay, and all. Excuse me. Give me a second here. I've got to see why. If I can get this to come in clearer. Okay. And don't forget, everybody, even if you leave early tonight, make sure you thumb up the video before you leave. It really helps with the algorithm, and I really appreciate all my people helping out. Okay. Give me just a second here, folks. Excuse me. I'm going to try to pull up the chat again so I can see everything, because I missed some people. And we're getting ready to paint this hat. Hopefully save the day. Thank you, everybody who's here and has come in to see the live. The second part of the polymer clay, which I should have put up the burn cabs as my thumbnail, but I didn't. Give me just a second here. I can't see the chat yet. I had to come back out and come back in and reload this. So if you see my arm in front of the camera moving around, I have my laptop here. There we go. Awesome. I think I might have got it. It may be working now, folks. I'm so happy. I just got a new PC laptop. I've got it. It may be working now, folks. I'm so happy. And let me get this off my feet. So you don't have to look at my everything else. I guess I can't help that either. The camera gets it. But it's been really warm too. So thank you, everybody, for helping out and being here tonight. And everybody who was here with me last night, who hung out during the toaster oven disaster polymer clay burn. So my suggestion is, and I've worked with polymer clay before, just I never used that much mica powder in it. Excuse me. And it was less than 15 minutes, and it just really cooked these. So we're going to paint the little witch's hat, because this is supposed to be Halloween month, and it's bumping the night, and I'm going to have more. I'm actually going to have even better stuff coming, folks. So don't be thinking that this is all there is. Excuse me. See, I breathed in all that black smoke from the oven last night, the polymer clay that was in there. It's pretty good. It's not too bad. I'm trying to see how long is it delayed for me. There we go. It's a few seconds delayed on my thing, but at least everything's where it should be. So this is black brushed acrylic paint that we're going to use to paint the witch's hat here. And these are just glass beads that I used around the rim of her hat. This is supposed to be up, folks, but it burnt and it kind of had it rough. So the next time I make one of these, maybe witch's hat magnets, I am going to use some tinfoil, which I normally do in my sculptures. This does not show off my talent, what happened here from last night, but that's okay. I will put a piece of wire so that it will stay up along with that. And I had thought about it, but it's probably a good thing I didn't, because the mica caused the pieces to burn in the oven. So that would have been even worse if there was tinfoil. Hey, Rose, are you still here or have you gone? And Angel, are you still here? Thank you, everybody, for your support. I really appreciate it. I'm drinking a little bit of tea here on the side. Normally I drink coffee, but I want to be able to get some rest tonight because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. And then I'm thinking about coming live again tomorrow night between, I'm going to start saying 7:30, maybe. I think I'm going to make it 7:30. That way nobody expects me to be here at 7 because I felt so bad. But I had the computer up and everything so that I could do this way ahead of time. So you know how that goes. Nothing's perfect. Anybody else out there craft? And by the way, while I'm asking if you can answer and you're here, what is your favorite gemstone? And don't forget to like the videos and make a comment also, because I put you in a drawing. I do give away gemstones and all that, just so you know. There we go. I'm trying to get that. I got to get that over on my work where you guys can see what I'm doing. So we're going to be painting this hat. And like I said, normally I would be doing other things. So we're going to do a couple of things here tonight. I'm going to make a couple of new pieces and maybe even possibly do some chain links, because some of the things we can turn into necklaces. And my cat is up here. Anybody want to know? She is the boss. Look here, Star. Say hello. Star. Say hello. Say hi to everybody. Say, I'm Star. I'm the boss. I operate and run Organic Silver Moons and Lydia. She's not too happy because everybody knows that she sits in my desk chair where I do all my work, and that's her chair, or she thinks it is. So she's kind of chilling out there sleeping. So I'm going to move that because we're going to paint here. We're not cutting any clay at this moment. Where is, I just had my paintbrush here too. There we go. And I'm going to do this at full thickness. I'm not going to be using water to water down this because it's thin anyway, but I want it as thick as possible because we're going to cover this piece that really got it, the witch's hat. And all these were made, I actually meant to tell everybody last night that these were done for magnets, like Halloween magnets, that actually you could put on anything that was metal, from a refrigerator door to, I don't know, if you have something that, like even the back of your PC, if it's metal, or your phone. Why am I not in this camera? Let me see if we're in here now. I have a delay. Can you guys see this yet? There we go. Finally. Yay! All right. Yippee, yippee. That's Mr. Bojangles back there. He has a couple of silver chains hanging off of him. I guess he robbed a pirate ship or something. But I had to move a bunch of stuff when I came in here tonight. I didn't realize that I had a glass of polymer clay. I mean, a small miniature like shot cup like that had UV resin in it, and it had fallen over on the table. I was able to get everything moved. Only a couple of things got the resin on them, which is one of these with all that smoke and fire last night, and this is sticking to this right now. Look at that. That is UV resin. Thank God those are real gemstones and a real cab, because I can get those clean. I don't know if the other one will survive because it's polymer clay. So if you can, where is everybody from? I'm doing my best here to get this covered. Looks like my lighting's not too bad considering the overhead and everything, and then my ring light. This is actually black, sort of like a metallic black that we're using. And now this is completely baked, as you can see, well done. So we won't be baking it, but we are painting it. And it is acrylic, so it should dry relatively fast. Shouldn't take that long to dry. Am I out of the frame again? What is going on here? I was in the frame before. Okay, let me get over here then. Sorry about that. So, and I'm going to try to paint in between the beads. You know the hat went down because there's a bead right under there. And that. So welcome in everybody. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. We're going to be doing what I'm doing right now, which is painting this, which is the witch's hat. And then I'm going to use some either Mod Podge or the glaze. I haven't decided. So I think I'm going to use Mod Podge because I want it to be as shiny as possible. These are supposed to be fun little Halloween magnets, which I should have told everybody last night that's what they were. Whoa, let me get this over here so you guys can see. I got to see where the camera's going to catch it. Let me put this down here like this. I'm going to try to adjust this again. Sometimes when I get it too close so you guys can see more, it has a tendency to go out of frame. Let me see if that brings it back into frame. Hold on. I'm having a delay on my computer, so I can't tell until it delays and I see it, and then I'm going to see if I'm showing up now because it's delayed. Yeah, it looks like I got it. Yay! Whoa. What's going on here with my live? It went small screen on me over here where I'm watching it. Oh my goodness. So that should come back up. Awesome. All right, so we're painting this, and it's going to take a few minutes to dry, and I'm going to start the other two pieces, and I am going to try to paint those other two ghost white. This is a brushed metal black, because I sort of wanted to make the witch's hat as shiny as possible. I thought it would look good that way. You just use a inexpensive brush with your stuff for when you're painting polymer clay. You don't need to use your good art brushes. Or I won't, because I do paint and draw. I know it doesn't look like it, but if anybody watches any of my other videos, they'll see that. So I thought this was just fun because Halloween's coming up. You could use these as little party favors too if you're going to have a Halloween party for your children or even a grown-up Halloween party. Because it's grown-ups here. There's no children here. This is not a children's channel. So I'm just getting this all painted. Then I'm going to let it dry. And I'm hoping it does rather well drying. Not doing too thick of a coat. I may do a second coat on that. I'm not sure. Whoops. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you for being here. I really appreciate everyone who's here. since last night was a real fiasco, let me tell you. Let me tell you, for everyone who was here, they knew what was going on. I had my fan on my leg, and then I used the arm, my arm. What's going on here? Why do I keep losing frame? I did not move. I did not move my camera, and I keep losing frame. Let's try that. Sorry about that, folks. Huh. And it's real weird because it's showing everything on the right to my camera, and that's not the case. I'm wondering if I have myself locked in portrait mode, that might be affecting it. So thank you, everybody, for the thumbs up. It's awesome. I really appreciate it. So we're letting this little conical witch's hat that fell over that you can hardly tell it's a witch's hat. Excuse me. And so I'm thinking about creating another little witch's hat, and I'm going to use some parawire or one of my other wires to hold it up because it just did not hold up. It just went over, and then of course the pieces on top of it last night, everybody that was here, these little ghost pieces and stuff, just they are crispy, and it's from using the metallic mica powder, which is by, I'm trying to think who makes these, because here it is here. These are Jacquard, excuse me for mispronouncing, but they're beautiful and they look great in resin. But I have to use 2-part resin because if I use UV hard resin, the powders don't work with it because it hardens up ever before I get it in the oven. But it's really gorgeous. I love it. And I think if I'd have used a little less in these pieces, that wouldn't have happened. All the clay over here on this side, I know you can't probably see it, but all that clay is this clay here. All this clay has that mica powder in it, tons of it, along with the plain Primo Pearl mixed with Sculpey White. And I don't know, I think people have had problems before with the Sculpey White. So you can't even tell the gray's in there, but it's in there, and there's a lot of it. And I think that's what caused it to burn in such a short time. And I had the oven on 275, which is what it calls for on Primo, and for 30 minutes. And I was actually going to do 20-25 because that's what I do on all my other cabs, and they come out perfect. Excuse me. I did breathe a lot of smoke in last night, folks. So anyway, God, forgive me for coughing in your ears. We're also going to be thinking about tomorrow night. We're going to do a little wire wrapping tomorrow night. We're going to jump back and forth, and I'm going to probably wire wrap one of these. Excuse me. These agates, sliced agate. One of them has druzy in it, which is really pretty, and it's natural. It's really gorgeous. And then this one is another one that's beautiful, the color. I mean, these are natural, but they also kind of jazz them up. They are real agate, but this one has not been colored, but that one was. I can tell. I'm not dumb, you know. But these are real agate, sliced agate, but they're just gorgeous. And I've done some pieces before like that, so I'll probably wire wrap one of those. It will be a large piece. It's up to you. I guess you could wear some of these, but if they're smaller, you can hang them over your mirror or something in your car or a window. They're just gorgeous. So we're going to do that tomorrow night, and then I'm going to wrap another couple of pieces and maybe do a resin piece if possible. I always say I'm going to get all these things done, and I can't get them all done at first. So this is manganese also. Manganese cab, really pretty, I think. It is a turquoise manganese cab. It's just gorgeous. And it already has the hole drilled in it. And I'm also thinking about wire wrapping that tonight if possible. I really like this piece. All right. So we're waiting for the little conical hat to dry. It's still wet. I'm going to move that out of the way. And then we're going to work on this. I have got a feeling, and my boss Kitty, CEO here, Star, she is just back here knocking stuff down because she's not getting her way. We're going to try, I'm not sure, but we are going to try to paint these little ghosties white. I told my friend last night, I said, well, we have crispy ghost and a crispy witch hat. So there you go. And here's the white. And these are all these paints are, and by the way, just so some people know, I haven't lived here that long. I just moved here. And so getting everything and finding everything is an issue too. Wow. Just shaking this up. Some of these are thick and some are thin, by the way. Excuse me. I don't know if you even notice, but I use alcohol inks too in the resins and polymer clays that I do. And I also do some sculptures. This doesn't look like I do by what I did, but things happen. Nobody's perfect. And what I do is just for fun. When I have these fun videos, these are not tutorial videos. These are just to hang out and have fun. Tutorial videos, I'm very much more serious about what I'm doing. So we're going to put a little bit of white paint in here. And I'm going to try to paint that white. And I'm going to get another brush. So give me a moment, folks. I'm going to get another brush. I'm knocking into my ring light. So the light is moving darker and lighter. I'm sorry. All right. Give me just a second here. Wow. There we go. I don't advise if you're painting stuff, hopefully everybody can hear me. If you're painting polymer clay, I would not use the most expensive brushes you had. Like if you do artwork like I do, I draw and I actually paint. You do not want to use your expensive ones. Just pick up a cheap set of, I don't know, I guess you can go online and buy a cheap set of brushes, not use your expensive ones. Like these aren't expensive brushes. Wow. I am struggling with my light here. Sorry about that. That should be better. Is that better? Okay, so welcome in. Anyone who's coming in right now while my camera is shaking and everything else. We are just painting up some of the cabs that got destroyed last night. And I'm going to try to paint this little ghosty here with the evil eye beads with some white polymer clay. White acrylic. I got polymer clay on the brain. and we'll see how it turns out. I'm not too thinking that it's going to be super great. Okay, let me get up here where you guys can see. Like I said, don't use the most expensive brushes. This may or may not work, so it looks like it's actually covering pretty good. These are sort of like magnets you would maybe put on your refrigerator, which I'm not going to get to that part because I have to put the magnet in there and you have to glue the magnet on the inside. So it looks like I'm able to get the white ghost white. So I'm really happy about that. Doing the little eyes here. And I may have to go back in and touch them up with some alcohol ink markers so you can see the eyes and the nose and all that. So I thought Launch was going to be here tonight. I told him and he said he would, so we don't know. Hopefully he'll show up. Wow. I'm not really impressed with putting paint on burnt magnet cabochons. And I'm having to put it on rather thick. Now these other between the beads are like a steampunk protrusion. So these are sort of like little alien ghosts for Halloween. As soon as this dries, I'll be able to do some more with it. And I will use a small damp cloth to wipe off any paint that got on the little evil eye beads. Because it is just acrylic, so it washes out with water real easy. Wow. But they really got burnt, folks. So please be careful with the mica powders and cut your oven down if you're using a toaster oven, which is what I recommend. If you're using a toaster oven, cut the heat way down if you've got pieces that have a lot of mica in them, mica powder. And also, I honestly believe that the white polymer clay, Sculpey one, not polymer, well, it's polymer clay. The white Sculpey right here, I'm going to show you. Because this was mixed in with the more expensive Primo Pearl. The Primo Pearl is right back here behind my white paint. If you see that little piece, this is the Sculpey that was mixed into it. The Sculpey white clay, original. You can see this box. They don't even make this box anymore. That's kind of how long I've been doing this. But I honestly think that this was part of the problem with the mica powder. And I should have turned the oven down to like maybe 150, 175. I'm learning. I'll tell you, I'm learning the hard way. And I've been working with this before, but never this kind of thing where I'm using a lot of mica powder. I always did cabs, and as I showed everybody earlier, you had seen how pretty those cabs were that I made, and they're all done with polymer clay and resin, and no burning. So, you know. Wow, so this is going to take a while for this to dry. I should have known. And it looks like I'm a little kid painting here. But what can I say? It's definitely going to have to dry, and I'm going to have to do some touch-ups. Wow. I didn't want to get that white on the evil eye beads. But these are little steampunk alien ghost magnets. Because they have the little round things that I made, and you just use a Phillips head screwdriver to make that look. So So how's everybody doing tonight? Thank you everybody for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It really helps. I really mean it. I mean, it is Sunday night. A lot of people want to relax. And, that's their only time in the evening just before the work week starts. I totally understand. But I thank everybody for being here. And we're going to probably go until about 8:30. I'm not going to go any longer than that because these, obviously, I can tell already. Now, wait a minute. This one's a little sticky, but it is not dry. I cannot put even Mod Podge on these, not dry. So we're going to try this one out, the white, see how we do here. As you can see, this is not a very expensive brush I'm using. I also use, believe it or not, I airbrush. But I just I don't have the energy to try to find my airbrush. But I will show you guys some airbrushing and stuff because that's what I love doing that. So that little bump I'm painting right there. Oh, good. Am I out of frame again? I am so sorry. Is a little round steampunk-like thing. And so I'm just getting that. The little evil eye got polished over there on this side, but that side's okay. And then we're going to paint underneath too. Sorry, I'm trying to stay in frame, folks. Wow. Once this dries and I can do a couple other things, add some details with some alcohol ink markers and stuff because of what happened. Not much I can do about it, I mean, they really are. They're a little crispy ghost and a crispy witch hat. Wow. See, I'm used to using acrylic on canvas, so it dries much faster. But I don't think it's going to dry that fast on the polymer clay here. Whoops, let me get this over here. Make sure I'm over here. I've got a delay on my camera on my laptop when I'm watching myself. I'm trying to make sure I stay in frame so you guys can see. Sorry about that. Then I'll go in, once these are dry, I'll go in and wipe off the little evil eye beads and get all the paint off them. And we just need it fully covered. And I'm getting it on my hands because of the way I'm having to hold it. Trying to get down in these little crevices. The only thing is I really need a fine tip brush for this. And I do have one. These were just quick at hand for me to grab. So getting in between here, making sure we get it all covered. And remember, these were burnt, so they're kind of rough painting. That's why I didn't want to use really good brushes painting these. And then once they're all covered with the white and it gets dry, we're going to add some detail. Because like this little steampunk here, screw thing, we're going to actually change that and paint it silver. So it looks more industrial because that's how steampunk is. It's industrial. And it's also Victorian era, which is really amazing. And I can do it. I thought about doing some little steampunk hats with the glasses out of polymer clay, which I thought would be neat. So how's everybody doing tonight? What is everybody doing on their Sunday night is what I meant to ask. And I made this, but it hasn't been baked yet. This is supposed to be a little a little cobra out of the clay, which it does sort of look like it with that little head. That's Polymer black clay. Is my screen not loading? I'm going to look at my phone, folks. Hopefully not scare anyone. That's there. And I'm wondering where my moderator is. Now on this, it says I got 5 likes. On my computer, it says I got 8 likes. So I have no idea. Okay, so on polymer clay. And we are trying to save the ones that had the mica in it that burnt in my toaster oven last night, which I have never had happen. I swear to you, it's never happened. It has something to do with the mica powder that was added to this clay and the fact that I was using Primo Sculpey Pearl was fine because that's more expensive. But I used Sculpey, the original Sculpey, which is white. And I think the combination of that and then the too much mica powder, like it just, like it basically caught itself on fire, which is crazy. I've never had that happen. All my cabochons always come out great and beautiful. I am not lying. I'm always so pleased. But no, this time they caught on fire and burned. It was rather exciting. It was an exciting live last night, folks. Lots of entertainment. Not the kind I wanted. So when I put that up there, maybe I should leave the fire alarm in it. Maybe it'll go viral. Anyway, so we're working on these little beads here. I've gotten it off. I'm on my face, so I'm out of frame again. And we are painting the crispy ghost beads, alien ghost steampunk beads with their little evil eyes. And I'm so happy. So if you always use real gemstones in your polymer clay and you bake it, or real glass beads, you're safe. Like these were not affected at all. They're just perfect. Perfect as they went on, perfect as they came out, even on the bead. Trying to make sure y'all can see that. Pull the light over a little more. And you can see what it did to them. Oh my goodness, these little ghosts are alien ghosts with the steampunk. They are crisp. So I'm going to paint them. They look like little turtles. So I'm going to paint them and try to save them. And also the paint is going to take a minute to dry on it. Yep. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate being in here. I do. And I appreciate everybody's support last night when the live went haywire. Okay, so we're working on that. And here is the clay for people that didn't know. That is the Primo Pearl, which this is perfect, this Primo Pearl here. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's because I used original Sculpey white along with the Jacquard metallic stuff, because I usually use that in all my resin stuff. And I have used these mica powders in other ones and baked them and didn't have this problem. I think it's because I mixed the Sculpey and the heat was too high in the oven for them. So maybe lighter clay. But this is really beautiful clay. Makes awesome pieces of jewelry. So tonight is just paint and repair in here for the polymer clay disasters. This is, by the way, acrylic. It's just acrylic folk art or apple barrel. They're all different. So I have to really glob this on because it really, really got, I mean, it's burnt, folks. That's all I can say. And then when they get done and they dry, I'm going to go back, touch them up, paint the little screws that are steampunk on here in silver, and use a black alcohol marker to show the eyes and the face that you can't even see right now. So I do apologize. Like I said, this is kind of a repair from last night, what happened. And I'll get them finished, and then we will go from there. And then once I have them dried, and it is going to take a minute for the stuff to dry. It's getting all over my hands. We will, oh, sorry. Am I out of frame again? I'm pulling this back here. So for everyone who couldn't stay and may be coming back later, just, you know, you can rewatch this if you want. It's basically me trying to repair and fix the big oops, more than a oops, smoking toaster oven. And Angel, I just wanted to say thank you for coming in here and dropping in. She knew she was here. And so was Walking the Rain. And we're going to paint the underneath side. Also white. I mean, these really, the smaller one really got it. So we're just painting that white because these are ghost steampunk. And when they dry, I'm going to put some silver over the little steampunk screw one parts on it. And they should look pretty cute. And we're going to probably use high gloss Mod Podge because I really don't think that I should be putting resin on these with this paint and the fact that they had already burnt this clay. The only thing that survived not burning were the little evil eyes because they're glass. And anytime you use glass or real gemstones, you don't have any issues. I'm just sort of sitting these over here. I've got white paint all over my hands. And I've got one more to do right here. So I apologize. It's just sort of a hangout. We're going to get this fixed, you know, tonight from last night. But there's other great content coming. I do a lot of wire wrapping. I also do art, and I paint, and I do a lot of tutorials, and they're usually pretty good. But, you know, I couldn't help what happened last night. The whole live was going great. We were just rolling along, and I was talking about everything that I was doing. Next thing I know, my fire alarm's going off, and the room's filling up with smoke. And I'm like, oh, no. And all I wanted to do was get that fire alarm off because I didn't want, you know, the fire department to show up at my place. So that was really entertaining. So we're just getting this painted up. And it's always a lot of fun, you know, even with mishaps. And then I'm going to get these eyes on here and the nose. Once this dries, you'll be able to actually see it better. And it'll actually look pretty decent. And I'm going to wipe off the evil eyes that got white paint on them because it is only acrylic and you can use water to take it off. And they're glass, so it will come off of them. And I'm getting the crispy critter ghost, steampunk ghost, little magnet thing. Painted white on the underside. I mean, they really burnt. That is so crazy, Angel, and everybody that came in, Rose, and I guess Carissa has left. She couldn't stay, but that's fine. It's just sort of a fixing the muck up from last night. And that video was going great. I was doing the cabs and everything and the little witch's hat. And next thing I know, once I got them where they were ready to go in the oven, that's where my disaster started because of this mica powder. And I honestly think, I really believe, because none of my other cabs have ever done that when I did them. I got paint all over my hands. They have never done that. And I use mica on them and everything else and wax colorant. They have never done that. So that's really strange. I think it was the Sculpey, the original Sculpey mixed into the Primo polymer clay, which is a step up. Anyway, so these have all got to dry. Here, you can't even see this, my witch's hat. I'm going to put it over here. It's drying. It's been painted black, kind of a metallic black, so it'll be shiny. Get that light on there real heavy so you can see. And I got the witch's hat. I have a delay on my laptop, so it's just now showing it there. And you can see in the, there we go. You can see how shiny it is. Once these get dry, I'm going to clean off the little evil eyes. And I'm going to go in with a black alcohol marker like this. And make sure the eyes show up and the nose on the ghosty skull beads. And I will clean off the evil eyes with some water. And I will paint the little steampunk screws that are on the outside of these little cab magnets. They can be cabs or magnets, whichever you want. You can use it for either. So hopefully they'll look really good once I'm done. So I am definitely going to be doing something tomorrow night. I haven't decided till I load up what I'm going to do. I'm probably gonna wire wrap and then show you how these are going. So they should be okay. It looks like a kid did it, but I swear it's because they're so burnt. So anyway, you guys have been awesome tonight. For everybody that showed up and gave me a thumbs up and was here, I am so happy. And thank you for your support. And thank you, Carissa, for subbing to my channel. Don't forget to comment on some video out there or short or something. It'll tell me someone commented. And I can go out there and write your name down and give you a heart and put you in a drawing for one of my cabs, one of my gemstone cabs. But it has been awesome. So we're just kind of sitting here chatting right now. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist. And I do dabble with the polymer clay. I love polymer clay. It's a lot of fun. And you really can do great things with it. And make beautiful pieces, because I've done it. It's just these, I'm telling you, it's because I mixed that Primo pearl and then I added a ton of gray mica powder by Jacquard in the Sculpey original when I mixed it in, and it didn't go too well. I think that I should have had it down maybe on 75, 100 degrees and let it go for 6 minutes. Would have been perfect. Because they're not super thick. These pieces are really thin that I did, the witch's hat and the little ghost. Hey, Andrew, Art by Me. Can you see what I'm doing? I got a mess here. So I was just getting ready to close down house. I just want everybody to thumb me up. So if you give me a thumbs up, that'd be great. I appreciate it. You know I need it. So I'm just in repair mode. And I really, thank you. I really think, Andrew, that I'm going to show you because you were in here when the fire came for the burnt things. I think this right here, this Sculpey original, mixed in with the nice Primo pearl, I think that caused the burn along, because I've never had anything burned using mica powder. But I think it had something to do with the Sculpey original that was mixed into it. Because it's that plain white. So I'll be more careful the next time, I'll tell you that. I sure will. You know, Art by Me. I will definitely be more careful. It's so nice of you to stop in. I am so glad you're here. I'm going to probably have a live tomorrow night. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow because I can't come on during the day. I will probably come on tomorrow night, do a short live, and finish up these because these have to dry. This one's almost dry, but it's still sticky. And look, I got black on my hand. The little witch's conical hat. And when I make another little witch's hat, I'm going to put a piece of wire, because usually when I sculpt, I use wire and aluminum foil in it. So I'm going to do that so that it doesn't fall over like that. It looks like a kid did these. But honest, I swear to you, I'm a real artist. It was just a disaster. Everything was going well, wasn't it? Last night, art by me, wasn't it going well last night? Until I baked these, then all hootie broke loose. I am so glad to see you here. Can you hear me all right? I just want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. My voice is almost gone from all that smoke last night. That was not good for me to breathe in. I had an emergency inhaler laying over here because, you know, I have asthma and all that, and that wasn't good. Oh, and let me show you something else too, art by me. This is a piece of turquoise manganese. I got white paint all over my hand. And I'm probably going to wire wrap this tomorrow night. I just think this is a really pretty piece. And it's already drilled. And this is not clay, it's manganese. It's a real gemstone. It must have been the full moon, yeah. It probably really did affect me. You know, a full moon in Scorpios, right? That's a really pretty stone, by the way. So I used I can hold this now, but I used a brushed metal black on this hat because I thought it would look good because it'll make it real shiny. But you can see down here, I probably need to put more on it, where the brown black is from where it burnt. It's just crazy. And the bottom side, look at that. Look how black that is, art by me. Oh my goodness, it is just like crispy. I'm glad these are acrylic paints and that I use them because I not only use acrylic because it washes up and cleans up so quick and easy. And you can get different grades of art acrylic. I mean, I have tubes acrylic too that I use when I paint. So there's different levels of quality. I didn't even know there was a full moon last night. Oh my goodness. That's what it was. You're right, art by me. It was a full moon. Sitting here drinking some coffee tea mix that I have. Try to keep my voice. So those are painted as good as they're going to get for tonight, and I'm going to let them dry. I got paint all over my hands. I should have wore gloves to do it, but I can't paint with gloves. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to lay that over here. I'm going to sit here and work with some of my, see why I don't want to get paint on anything, because if it gets in the clay, that will be in my darn clay color. And I had a thing, believe it or not, thank you for answering me that you could hear me okay. I had a thing where I had some resin sitting over in the back behind my computer but when everything got knocked over, look at this. Oh my Lord, I gotta clean this up with alcohol. Look at this mess. There's resin all in it, UV resin. Got all in this because I knocked it over because I was trying to set the fan up when that fire thingy was going. What a mess. So I'm going to use some alcohol. You can use alcohol with resin and before it sets up and clean it. It'll come right out. It's just a real mess to have to do it. I didn't know it until I came in here tonight in the studio and went behind my computer. I'm just glad it didn't get on my computer or anything super important, you know. Little plastic box, if it ruins it, no problem. The few gemstones I have in there, I can pull them out and clean them. So I'm actually softening the Primo, that is Primo Pearl. I do not believe the Primo Pearl caused the clay with the mica to burn. I think it's because I added that white, the lower end of white Sculpey in it. I usually, all my cabs usually have lots of colors and mixed clays, and I do Skinner blends. Like when I make my faux turquoise, I never have that happen. I bake them all the time. I'm trying to get this softened in my hands, by the way. Trying to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I have it delayed on my camera, so I can't tell until it's gone a few minutes to see. Yeah. Now I'm just trying to soften this up. This is really, I don't know how it got this hard, but it's cold outdoors now. Art by me. Wow, if you have headphones on, if anybody's using headphones, you need to turn them down or take them off, because I'm going to use this to beat down my clay, and it's going to be really loud for some people because they wear headphones. So I'm just warning you. I've warned you. I'm not going to use my good jewelry hammer on this clay. It's just gotten hard from sitting here. It doesn't take much for clay to harden up. Release a little bit of cool air. And I think we're in the 60s or less here. And my window's open because of the tragedy of burnt polymer clay beads in my toaster oven last night. For all those who were here, know that is what happened. Let me try to work this again. Oh, I can't believe how hard this got just from sitting here. Unbelievable. So make sure you soften your clay before you work with it all the time, because it's really hard to work with if it's not soft. And I got white acrylic paint, apple barrel white acrylic paint on my hands. Lord, I'm going to take one piece at a time and soften it. It'll be easier. So, Art by Me, do you know what the name of the full moon was last night? Huh? You said you could hear me, so I'm asking if you're still here with me. Like, I know you're gonna thumb me up, so I appreciate that. I really appreciate your support. Do you know what full moon? Nope, you don't know. You're so funny. So what are you doing tonight? May I ask? What are you up to besides watching me? And by the way, everybody needs to go see Andrew Walker Art by Me, because they are an amazing artist and they do a lot of cool things, and they have this show they show that's so neat, like paranormal and all that and all kinds of things. I think you'd really enjoy their channel. And they're from Austria, and it's just so wonderful hearing them talk, because they talk so different than us here in the States. Like, it's mate and love, and it's really cool because they have the accent I don't. I just love listening to the Australians talk. UK does that too. Oh, at 6:30 with Jasco. Okay, so everybody, you need to go see Andrew Walker Art by Me. They start at 6:30. So let's see. It is 8:34 here, Art by Me, p.m. So what time is it for you right now? I think you're about 6 to 8 hours ahead of me. Can you tell everybody what time your live would be here in the United States? Like on the East Coast, what it would be for the United States? Because they have a great live. I'm telling you, you want to go check them out. Not only their art, but the show that they show is so magnificent. It's awesome. And you get to talk and hang out. A lot of fun. Yeah, I know you're in Australia, but do you know what your time difference would be? Like, what time would it be there at 6:30 p.m. for us here in the United States? What time would it be for us? Boy, this clay is something else I'm working with tonight. Okay, tell me this. What time is it right now for you? Okay, it's 11:34 a.m. in the morning, and it starts at... So it's 11:34 a.m. right now for you, Art by Me? Why have I got a delay? That's a big delay. So it's 11:34 your time, and it's 8:34 here. So 8:34, 9:34, 10:34. Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure that out. It's 11 something in the morning for you. So we'll say 12. 12 to 8 is 8 hours. Almost 9 hours difference. I want to figure it out, so when you come in here again, Art by Me, I want to figure out actually what time it is, difference and all that, so I can tell people so they know when your lives come on and what time to be there. Because when I was at your live last night, it was like 5:36 in the morning for me, where I am. Anyway, that's what I mean. But man, they have some spectacular lives. It's a lot of fun, and they does a lot of art. 2:30 a.m. in Tulsa. I'm not in Oklahoma. I'm in Georgia, by the way. But I don't know. You got to use New York time for East Coast people. Now I have another friend who lives in Australia. Anyway, and I forget what the time difference was for them, but it's been a while. Her name was Meekins, and she used to tell me, because I used to have bearded dragons art by me. I really did. They were so fun, and they are such a sweet creature. My one lived for 15 years, and I put them up on MySpace and all that, which is no longer around, and on YouTube a long time ago, and she was named Iggy. She was healthy, happy, and I had her for 15 years. That bearded dragon was the oldest bearded dragon in captivity, and her name was Iggy. Okay. Well, that would be the time that people would have to come in. And you really want to catch Art by Me's Andrew Walker Art by Me. They're live. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. You can't sleep, go watch it. Give them a thumbs up. Support them. Make sure you sub to their channel too. Oh, I wanted to show you this since you came in a little later, Art by Me. I'm thinking about wire wrapping these tomorrow night. The one with the druzy in it. In the center there. I don't know if I'll get them both wrapped, but I'm definitely thinking about starting this one. It's so gorgeous. It's hard to see the light in them, but the light actually shows through, and it's beautiful. So I'm going to get better lighting. My light bulb went out, by the way, Art by Me. And thank you for letting us know about the time. My other light went out with all that disaster of burnt cabs, crispy cabs. I'm just letting this sit here and talking because, as I said, it was a fix me up video tonight. I just wanted to get back and thank everybody. And if you go look at my post, you can go over there and make a remark on my post that I have in the community post. And it tells you about what happened. And also it thanks everyone who supported me and was here, because I really appreciate it. And I am still editing that video, Art by Me, because I'm going to try to edit out the fire alarm in the background. There is a program, and I can't think of the name of it, but I've got to hook my other computer up and download it to that computer. There's a free program that says it will take out any background noises. That's pretty cool. And if I find it and figure it out, I will send it to you, Art by Me, because, you know, it's a free program, and it edits out the nasty noises in the background. Thank you. You are so sweet. Art by Me is awesome. They have an awesome channel. They're a lot of fun. So if you get a chance, make sure you sub and go see them and turn on the all bell so you know when they're live. And they have been so supportive to me. All right, Art by Me, I really appreciate you stopping in. We're getting ready to shut down the live right now, and I'm going to come back tomorrow night and finish off these and do some wire wrapping. So Thank you so much. Thank you for all your support, Art by Me. You're an amazing artist and a cool person. I really like you. And thank you for being a part of my channel. Good night for now, everybody. Thank you for coming in. I'm sorry it wasn't much more tonight because of all the disaster of last night. But it's okay. It's better. And it will get better. So talk to you later. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thank you for stopping in and watching me try to redo some of these cabs here and Halloween-y thing magnets. So I will be fixing them up tomorrow. They'll be dry by tomorrow. And then I will be using Mod Podge or the gloss that I have instead of resin because I don't want to put them in any kind of oven after all what happened. The Sculpey resin glaze or Mod Podge, one or the other, to give them a shine. All right, it's been great, everybody. I love it. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Thank you for all my thumbs up because the thumbs up really help with the algorithm and they help them let them know that I'm liked and people are actually watching me. So have a great evening. Everybody have a wonderful Sunday evening. I know it's, everybody's relaxing. They want to go to work tomorrow. No, they don't. Nobody wants to go to work tomorrow if they have to go to work. But thank you so much. Have a great Sunday. Thank you, everybody who stopped in. I really have the most supportive people that come in here, and I really like that. So have a great night. I'm Organic Silver Moon Designs. I'm a jewelry and a canvas artist, and let's have fun. We're going to do some more bump in the night Halloween stuff coming up. Thank you again, and good night. Let's see if I can get this. I always have an issue when I end the live. Oops. Thank you and have a great night. Good night, everybody.